The world watches with bated breath. The conflict in Ukraine rages on. Former President Donald Trump, known for his unconventional approach to foreign policy, has re-emerged on the world stage. He claims to have a solution for the Ukraine crisis, a bold plan that has sent ripples through the corridors of power, particularly in Moscow. This is not a man known for subtlety. Trump's approach is a study in high-stakes gambles and audacious power plays. Trump's history with Vladimir Putin is complex. It's a mix of public praise and private condemnation. Despite this, Trump believes he can leverage their relationship to broker peace. He sees himself as the ultimate dealmaker, capable of cutting through diplomatic red tape to reach a resolution. The question on everyone's mind: can Trump succeed where others have failed? Or will his approach backfire, further inflaming an already volatile situation? The stakes are incredibly high. The world holds its breath. Trump's plan hinges on a simple premise: swift action. He has repeatedly asserted his belief that he can bring an end to the conflict within a short time frame, even going so far as to claim he could do it in a day. While critics scoff, Trump remains undeterred. His first move, he asserts, would be to initiate immediate peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. The goal is a ceasefire, a freezing of the conflict where it stands. This, Trump believes, will create the breathing room necessary for meaningful negotiations to begin. He envisions a scenario where both sides, exhausted from the conflict, will be more amenable to compromise. Trump's timeline is ambitious, perhaps even unrealistic. But the urgency he brings to the table is a stark contrast to the cautious, measured approach that has characterized much of the international response so far. Trump's negotiating style is far from conventional. He is a firm believer in leveraging pressure points, and his proposed approach to the Ukraine crisis is no different. He has hinted at the possibility of cutting military aid to Ukraine if they are unwilling to come to the negotiating table. Conversely, he has suggested he would increase arms deliveries to Ukraine if Russia refuses to engage in good faith. Adding to the intrigue is Trump's stance on the territories currently occupied by Russia. He has been deliberately vague, stating that these areas would neither be officially recognized as part of Russia nor ceded by Ukraine. This ambiguity, a classic Trump tactic, is designed to keep both sides guessing and potentially create room for maneuver. Trump's critics argue that this approach is reckless and could backfire spectacularly. They fear that his pressure tactics will only serve to alienate both sides, making a peaceful resolution even more elusive. Section 4. A stronger alliance, bolstering NATO's defenses. Trump's vision for ending the Ukraine conflict extends beyond the negotiating table. He understands that a lasting peace requires a strong deterrent against future aggression. Central to this is his long-standing demand for increased defense spending from NATO allies. Trump has been a vocal critic of what he perceives as insufficient contributions from NATO members, often singling out countries that fall short of the alliance's target of spending 2% of their GDP on defense. He argues that a more robust NATO with greater military capabilities would serve as a more effective deterrent against Russia. Trump's push for increased NATO spending has been met with mixed reactions from allies. Some agree that a stronger alliance is necessary, while others worry about the potential economic burden. Section 5. Putin's Dilemma: Navigate or Dominate. Trump's unconventional approach has undoubtedly left Putin with a lot to ponder. The Russian leader, known for his calculated moves and long-term strategic thinking, is now faced with a level of uncertainty he likely finds unsettling. On the one hand, Trump's offer of rapid negotiations could be an opportunity to consolidate Russia's gains and potentially achieve some of its objectives without further bloodshed. A ceasefire, even one that leaves Russia in control of some disputed territories, might be spun as a victory in the eyes of the Russian public. On the other hand, Trump's unpredictability and his willingness to use pressure tactics could easily backfire, forcing Russia into a corner and potentially leading to an escalation of the conflict. The prospect of a more militarily capable Ukraine, backed by a strengthened NATO, is hardly appealing to the Kremlin. Putin is a master strategist, accustomed to playing the long game, but Trump's return to the global stage introduces a new level of complexity, forcing the Russian leader to recalibrate his calculations and consider scenarios he likely thought were off the table.